Have you been following any of this specifically?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think Bryson Stott of the Phillies laid it out really well in his interview. It was either yesterday or the day before. Um, there's a reason why guys swing different bats, right? Like, some guys like it top heavy. Some guys, we've got Goldie now with the Yankees, and other guys swinging the hockey puck, right? Like, expand the knob of the bat to get, a half an ounce or an ounce of lumber underneath the hinge point of your hands, and see how that feels. There's a reason why those modifications are probably swing dependent. And, I thought Bryson laid it out really well as, depending on your swing, this torpedo bat might not be for you. I don't think this is just an automatic homer bat. And other guys have, swung this over the last couple of years. I think it's just something where innovation in any job leads to some type of being uncomfortable. And somebody has to be willing to be kind of the oddball that does it, right? In 2017, when I went to see Randy Sullivan at the Florida Baseball Armor, he gave me this yellow playground ball, as my teammates called it, that I, changed my arm action with. And I was the guy on the big league field doing my throwing drills and letting this playground ball roll all over the place, right? But for me, it probably changed the course of my career. So I think, somebody going out there with a torpedo bat, shifting the sweet spot a little bit because it's better for their swing and swing speed and, everything technical with it. It takes a little bit of courage to go out there and be the one that's a little different. But I do think, as I've talked to a couple of people, I think it exposes the end of the bat a little bit, takes away the label of the bat, maybe the ability to, we've heard people talk about getting jammed, and maybe that, expands the barrel that way. But I do think, the bat at the end becomes, kind of a liability. But I haven't swung them, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe here in a few weeks I'll get the chance to figure it out, or in AAA if somebody has one. But yeah, it's kind of a hot topic. But I do think that, other than when MLB regulated the maple, and I think there is some type of limit on the amount of barrel above the label so that you don't have the tomahawk type bat breaks flying at players. Other than that, people have been able to, shift the barrel as long as it's within the weight and length requirements.
Yeah, I was just explaining to the guys before you came on. I had two C353 models, and one ash was different than the one, maple or whatever different type of bat it was, that the actual type of wood. And then the actual density of the barrel was different from bat to bat on the same model. Right. So I'm fascinated. And also we're 6 games a week into the season. I think now, because the season's already decided after 1 week. So we should just call it a year. And these bats are metal bats. Everyone's going to have a homer hose now because there's going to be 80 home runs per player. But
there might be a little misconception, right, that every bat is created the same. And, I wouldn't blame fans for thinking that, right? Like, it's not like somebody sits down and walks them through it. People might just think, well, Adley gets his name on his bat and that's how he knows it's his bat. If you blindfolded Adley and you handed him 7 to 10 bats, Adley could probably take a swing and tell you which bat is his. Because, I mean, you know how it feels in your hand and when you swing it. An ounce of wood moving somewhere on that 33-inch bat makes a big difference. And I know it sounds crazy, but I think fans would probably be pretty fascinated to just get into the locker room or get into that bat room and pick up 7 different bats and take a swing, and they'd be like, oh, wow, that one feels top heavy. Yeah, it does. And some guys like that.
Yeah, it's way different. I mean, heck, you can get the same bat of the same model and it's your name and it's supposed to be yours, and those bats in itself could feel different.